When you stop believing the mind every time it tells you that you cannot be present, resist that urge to want to go back into reactivity, reactive thinking, and it may take a little bit of effort at first, but the more that you do this, the more that you recognize that the present moment is all there ever was and all there ever will be. So stop believing the mind when it tries to pull you back in, because it's not the truth. It is not the ultimate truth of who you are. You don't have to think the way that you think. You don't have to have those reactive patterns within you. Those thoughts about relationships or your health issues or anything. It's just the old pattern that wants to continue to live in you, that you are continuing to believe, continuing to see it as the ultimate truth. And it is not the ultimate truth of who you are. Who you are is beyond that, is beyond this form, beyond this world, beyond this universe. Everything else is just a distraction. Everything that happens in this world is just a distraction. It's just trying to pull you back in, pull you back into suffering. So it's not even just about introspection. It's about your inner space. It's about your inner world, your universe, your truth, the truth that's inside of you, because that's the only thing that's real in this world. The law of impermanence is that everything comes and goes, everything dies, everything has its cycle. But the one thing that can remain true is you, your soul, your true essence. And this is what meditation is about. It is all simply about recognizing that you are not the mind, you are beyond form. And, I actually heard a quote from David Bowie that really resonated with me the other day, and it was that religion is for those who fear hell, but spirituality is for those who have been there. And that really resonates with me because there's a misconception between religion and spirituality that if you are somehow spiritual, that you believe in God and you're religious, and it's really not the case. Now, you can be religious and have a spiritual practice, but you don't have to be spiritual and be religious. That is the misconception. You can, because spirituality is about a feeling. It's not necessarily about God per se, although it can be, and you can have that kind of a feeling too, or sense. But God, in the term God, a lot of times in the spiritual community is used in the word of the universe instead of God. You can use whatever term you want. So it's, what does God mean to you really? Is it an image of a person? Or is it a feeling, a sense of our connectedness, our own true nature? Um, so it's all up for our own interpretations on how we view God. Uh, and I would say for me, I don't have a traditional sense of God, but I just have that feeling and that sense of knowingness of what is true within inside of me because of meditation and what meditation has done for me. So that's really all spirituality is. And when I heard that quote, I just thought that was perfect because I've never been a religious person, and I kind of grew up LDS, but I've never been like a religious person by any means. I just know what I felt, and throughout so much suffering in my life was brought into peace through recognizing that it was all a lie. This whole universe is ultimately a lie. Even even death, even death is not real. Our body dies, but we remain. Where we go is again yet to be determined. But I believe that's also why they say to enjoy the journey, because at the end of the day, really the only thing that matters is the journey, because we're all going to the same place at the end of the day. So, again, just to say, when you really look at all of your thoughts and really look from that space of recognizing that there's another you that can recognize those thoughts, don't believe the thought that tries to tell you that you can't be present. Even if it's every 2 seconds that you are continually putting yourself back into the present moment, that is already a victory, and you will already become more present the more that you do this, and you'll start to sense a your presence grow stronger every time that you stop believing the mind when it tells you you can't. And you can do this practice literally anywhere. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.